happy we're starting here.
It is gonna be such a great series. As you said, dedicated to how they approach the game. They found their style. They're iconic in what they do, be it with a Judge or an Odin. Any way you want to cut this, it is a brilliant game to watch. That one being Bind, a little into the unknown here to an extent.
A little bit. Obviously, I haven't seen it in Santiago for Nongshim, so certainly looking for them to bring the same approach. Not expecting many surprises in terms of switch up of play styles here, but NRG going to be up against it. You see already Nongshim just waiting for contact somewhere. 3 sitting, playing rotation in spawn. Call's going to be made here, and there's going to be 4 players to deal with here for NRG.
Kiko, the one to be taking, I guess, the further steps. But you look at the amount of bodies here, right? That is 4 players waiting in the smoke. Hop comes in.
It's going in! It's going in!
He's chasing them! And he's been sent right back to spawn! But it's not just Dambi! He's got his boys by his side, and Marta has to go huge. Not gonna happen. Nongshim with a brilliant start. You want explosivity? Yeah. There it is!
The fact he's in there so quickly, though, is that there's no hesitation
no fear. Straight
at all.
Through.
Exactly what we want to see today.
Look at that.
NRG given an appetizer of the aggression. Nongshim are looking to double down with once more. Francis so good for the cleanup there. 3 on the pistol for him. Now the scope coming into the next year. Nothing invested on the side of NRG.
And I've been really impressed by Francis as well, because it's very easy to get kind of consumed by Dambi's brilliance and how well he's been playing.
It's hard to shine alongside a player like that.
But Francis finding that footing was such a lovely addition to the mix. Now, has found Ivy.
Yeah.
I still think Nongshim are okay for now. Just have to be a little bit careful, as that's an upgrade for Kiko. But again, there is no shields around this. It is only classics. So you're hoping, well, they get a plant. That'd be quite spectacular. Now, whether or not they take the TP out of there.
It's going to drift back towards Showers, actually.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe try and catch somebody repositioning on site here after a moment of silence. Confirmation with the Prowler there, but it's pretty shallow. I think they're still going to explore towards short. See Dambi and RB considering that now.
They've given themselves a win condition here that Francis, if he gets caught out, fortunately for him, he's not being caught out until then. Right, NRG making something and nothing in this. They cause those rotations with that sound of silence. The TP comes in, not surprising. Gambi's there quick. Not help, but Exros holding that deeper back line is fantastic. Making sure they contain NRG. As again, Marta does have an upgrade here. Not giving much of a chance. There's already Dambi's clearing the site. Stunned away, leave that in charge of Brock, but, well, a Judge flying at you is going to find its value. So a little bit of threat made there. I like what NRG were trying, but well controlled in the end by Nongshim.
Absolutely. Recovery from them, going to recover the majority, and obviously Exros got a Sheriff behind this, so going to be able to spread the wealth a little bit. France is still seeing a 2100 regardless. Here the catch on short. Yes, Ivy just caught. Jump up onto the box here. Certainly a chance to maybe stick the landing there, but NRG going to be happy with the plant at least.
Yeah.
Francis early onto the operating.
Really early. This is, what, round 3 coming in. I mean, he's sat at 4-1. He's had a belting start, hasn't he? So that really adds a punch to the bonus now. Driving their way forward. Dambi's space control as well is going to be a problem. They have to diligently clear this. And Francis, being the proactive player, that's just perfect. Instantly dropping Marta, who is such a scalp to claim. This guy has been outrageously talented so far. But already a good statement made by Nongshim that they're willing to not just play in Dambi at this pace, it is throughout the team.
Certainly is here for of NRG now, headed towards the B site. Again, they've got to be so conscious of every single round, even on the buy rounds, Dambi being here with a Judge. His ability to control the long entrance as well, based on the second player to potentially anchor, could be huge.
Also, this position's pretty solid as well. Gets to kind of see contact, sees out, and then Dambi, once he feels that it is, oh, it's gorgeous. Look at this again. Such a lovely made plan, very in control, and Dambi
there you go.
just goes flying in. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but information's there, rotations are being considered. You You can already see the positioning coming out. Ivy's been cleared. Brock's created an opportunity.
30 seconds left.
2v2 now. Not going to be able to get a safe plant here inside. They'll still have Molly, but 38 HP for him. Scuba's still pretty healthy on the other side of this. But Francis has to break back in with an operator here.
You might get played into. Brock's got to be really cautious about this. Narby's timing. He's not got the drop there. So it's going to be Francis in the 1v2. Stars have look. Barrel's shown. He's seen it. And he's just gone for the pistol. I guess that's one way to do it. 1v1 now. Francis up against Scuba. And Scuba's been nuts at being the backbone of this team.
Oh!
But Francis is faster. That's Nongshim. That's the impact this man can have.
Another 3K for Francis here early on. The Red Bull clutch to seal the deal on a bonus round where NRG nearly recover here. I mean, it's only really Dumby getting shut down in what is a beautiful set piece on the seas.
Again, I want to kind of highlight X-Ross as well as those players who facilitated that first pick. The Seas comes in. These guys work so well together. The synergy is in the right place. And Francis just bookending start and end of round. Stunning. 7-1. You can call it cheese when you look at Darby. You can question mark the judge. You could do the same with Brock and the Odin if you want to, but it's not a one-man show here today.
Oh, again!
It's so marvelous to witness. This is just poetry in motion. And to do this to NRG, who are in form, Ethan, who's got one of the best reads, I think, of the game currently, and they're punishing them like this.
Chance here to maybe offset that towards Showers. Ethan can't pin him down before the TP, though. Danby up close and personal here. Scuba's going to get... Actually, does get the better of him.
Sick.
Great isolation from Scuba.
That was so good. That's the first time we've seen them problem solve that space, at least, because it's like him playing up close on the wall. And I don't know why Ivy went for that. That felt unnecessary. They still had control and space. Maybe that greed getting the better of them as Francis now in a spot of bother. Has to fight it forward, misses the shot and gets manhandled. NRG given an opportunity that they're not going to let go of.
No, absolutely not. We'll see it. Last man standing, Mada will find the operator shot. Yeah, feeding in a little bit to, maybe not expecting them to be set up the way they were, but Scuba being the one on the other side, they don't read this as a solo lurk. Unfortunately, Bork's the sort of player that walk into his crosshair, he's going to punish you. It's a little overzealous here from both Ivy and RB on short. Great adjustment there from Mada on the shot.
Don't get Mada going, man. This guy, oof. I think he's still one of the scariest players we've seen here. Honestly, the highs are second to none. So at this point, let's see what he can do. A found operator and a better shot. Francis did what he could with what he had.
I mean, the trade-off there, yeah. Mada down to 10 HP. And the buy is not here. Scuba again, creeping onto an angle. Find another kill. Dumby very quickly into Showers here, but I don't think he can really prevent this from happening.
I'm out of here.
NRG should be able to get some nice stability in this post plant. Tapping the spike. Just going to try and draw utility out early if there is some. Force a check. Dummy's not getting much play here though. It's only really Kiko staying up close, and you can already see him backpedaling away. Trying to stay a little bit deeper here. Does get 1-for-1 traded. But again, you look at the numbers and the weaponry, this should still be an NRG round unless something goes insanely wrong. For now, not the case. Nice little farm up from Mada. X-Ross parting shot, but that's all it'll be. This is better now. Bit of, I don't know, a settling in here, sort of period for NRG.
So a lesser buy here from Nongshim. Expecting the buy back in, but NRG, the back of the success in the last 2 rounds, 4 ultimates. Only missing the Nightfall from Ethan. So on the other side, still Francis with that early barrage of kills. The dimensional drift, but nothing else available for Nongshim. NRG already doing well to slow down some of these rounds. That's going to be much of a deterrent for well, not now, yeah.
Francis is, does he? I don't think
did he clear this side of the wall?
I don't think he did. But Francis now gets into a really awkward position to a degree. He might potentially have Kiko absolutely unawares. He does, punishing him. And that's a big find here, but you can see the rotation coming in. Mada ended up towards that B side of the map where there's 3 players. There's almost 4 there at one point. Do they continue going towards a stack? This could be a misread from NRG and a really good gamble stack from Nongshim.
France has got a TP here as well, so lack of contact here. We'll be able to get another player in place very quickly. NRG setting up here with smokes. It looks like they're going to commit.
Gotta go.
Zombie, where's the play in? There's the util. You're not going to manage that dry against Marta. Just makes it look too easy. As now Nongshim in a bit of spot of bother.
Yeah, because NRG are going to freeze behind this, and I'll be considering the rotation, but hangs about. Bit of a standoff here. Still plenty of time left on the clock for NRG to let this pressure build a little bit. Francis on the other side will catch Mada.
Yeah, these are individual efforts though, and it's not going to pull the extra player over. They're going to stay kind of cut like this, right? So regrouping with the 3. Ethan still wants this B side of the map. RB, head tucked down, finally swings out. Nongshim, their patience worked perfectly, and a lovely switch of pace there too. Aggression, yes, but then you look at that diligence to stay disciplined, right? Didn't feed in too hard. They had a good line held by Francis, picks Marta, and then they held that lovely crossfire on the B side. There's nothing flashy about that round, but that was just good, clean Valorant.
What's key is to see Nongshim win out in a round where NRG are leaning into the over-rotations, trying to capitalize on being a little more active on the defensive side. Again, contingency in place here, and RB does really well to keep this under control. An early timeout here for NRG.
Yep.
Into round 7. Still on a bye, technically. I mean, Kiko, I'm seeing him hover a bucky right now, but showstopper in hand for him. See a bit of investment come through. Didn't amount to anything as well, but still not necessarily in a poor position to come out of this.
Yeah, and are you seeing anything really as that Coinbase win condition here?
I mean, for NRG, it's going to be based around the operator being repurchased. Scuba's got the pit as well, if they can get themselves into a post plant. I think really this relies on Kiko maybe opening up this round. He's been picked off a couple of times first, but can't fault him in the situation it's happened. Francis happy to go forward repeatedly. His first 6 rounds here on Bind. Even now, Dumby actually going to be picking up a rifle for this.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing from Francis. The fact that they're having to be so careful with how they again, if you're NRG, you don't get to kind of double pump or run late because you're going to run out of that utility to force away the operator. So Francis can just be such a nuisance. Again, you saw it late into that previous round up against Marta. Found him, not necessarily for free, but he was just on a nice line. Hard to push him off if you don't have Ethan there with you. So you're starting to see him get a little bit more freedom, but he's going for these early picks, which are risky, but he's been getting the job done. This time loses out. Marta puts life on the line for it, and they get the man to the good. And they are making no subtleties of this, Mike. They are going for this one.
I mean, RB could be dead here.
Oh, yeah. Kiko just shoves him in the grave. Ivy still in between, but Brock very heads up on the clear. Lovely sight take, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. And in reality, Dumby just can't get close enough. It's X-Ross to try and take on 4, but NRG keeping it simple, but very robust.
Mother already posted up deep here. X-Ross going to get picked off here. Mother does really well to bait out here. Happy to challenge Francis on some of these earlier lines. Again, that's the sort of thing you want to see. NRG really springboarding off this early pressure very quickly. I mean, RB going to a really weird spot here, gets stuck. There's a smoke here next to default, but again, he's just isolated by the showstopper. Did nearly catch the kill onto Kiko. Again, he's the pivotal player for Nongshim in this situation. To maybe find a response, maybe aggression here towards short.
It could be a crunch as well, looking towards Hookah. This is, yeah, they've got to be on red alert. They know something's coming, and it's Dumby barreling forward, but look at the positioning. Look how deep this ult is. It's outrageously far in their spawn. We are fighting in spawn right now, and it is messy.
They got the spike now.
Yeah,
That's in control of the spike.
And if you're NRG, you're scrambling here, man. You've got to try and get some space back.
Well, Mada is behind all this. Have a chance to maybe find somebody.
Trying to free up Scuba.
I think Francis is aware, though. He's looking back towards Hookah.
Ooh, a missed shot. And a key one, too. Now they should be keeping an eye on someone slipping that net. But Kiko finding a way forward. This is all a mission to recover that spike.
Nongshim could slip away here and reset towards
I love that if they
holding
do.
the sights. Yeah, I mean, Dumby's going to stay.
Let him in.
Obviously, it's Dumby.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? And again, he's got a stinger. He's being a problem. He's being a nuisance. But at 40 seconds, you're already seeing the NRG have to re-clear this. Another Prowler sent. So when they do sit deeper on these sites for Nongshim, they are going to have a great time. They don't have to worry as much about this utility. So even with that spike in hand, NRG are going to be running into this. And Nongshim are already here.
Yeah, already got players set up for us. Don't think they're going to be able to contest this. Oh, RB's going forward, though.
Yeah, RB just gets cleared on the corner. Made to look too easy to handle, but Francis has 3 players. Going to find the one that he could see. Ivy then strikes. Nongshim, brilliant together. It's all on Marder in a 1v2. 10 seconds. He's turreting around, and Ivy has had enough of his games with Nongshim. What a sick round.
Beautiful set piece here. And again, it's the spike being left a little out of spawn here that allows Nongshim to really set up, and it takes quite a while for NRG to even make a decision here. Yes, they went out over towards A with a pick, but at that point we see Nongshim make the right decision, give up that space, leave Dumby to basically play info, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that enables this 3-man rotation back towards A. Winning out here, even with NRG finding the entry to site on the back of that.
We've seen this one before, but Francis not getting the same sort of play. I think they've kind of gone on to what's been happening here. RB doesn't know that his molly got beat. There is a little bit of freedom now given over towards Marder. And he gets the drop on RB, but he doesn't quite land the shot. So now RB does get to stay alive, but he's allowing for a lot of pressure here. Does NRG now work off this towards that A side?
A ton of information here gathered by Marder. Nightfall going to be posted, and TP taken here. It's Extros to tuck in. Does anybody get to spawn to stop this dropout from Hookup?
I think they do. Francis has made it here in time. NRG are being herded around this map. They're going back towards A.
Still RB and Ivy in position. Well, actually, RB just took the TP. Ivy now left on an island. Does have the pit, but it's not been invested just yet.
And it feels almost too late to do it. I don't know. Yeah, oh God, he's going to be in between. I mean, no good choice here. He's going to give away the position on Tribox, so at this point, they're going to know where he is, but the rotations come in. Look how quickly Darby's here, but he's going to be warded away. He's trying to find at least a little bit of a corner to play for the plant, but Francis is going to find Marder, and now a 5v4 swing from Ivy. Can't find it. Scuba, good reaction, good shot back. And they're waiting in the TP in case they try and turn tail and run, but Darby's not running anywhere. It's Exros on the swing from heaven, sending a message to NRG. Now it's the 1v1, Brim v Brim. RB's position is unnoted until then. Brock, great information for the peak. RB, oh, it's Brock! Sharp as ever for the Red Bull clutch. And NRG staying in this one. This is taking such a cerebral rotation game
It's
here.
just so fascinating to see NRG's reaction based on some of this information. Again, you feel like at least Nongshim get themselves back into the right position here, but a couple of gunfights not going their way, and Brock able to recover this. RB even reading there that maybe the TP's taken to catch another rotation back towards B on the side of NRG, but
smoke.
able to convert that A-site post-plant. Ivy, solo endeavor here to anchor the A-site. Only a classic. I don't think he's going to be anchoring.
No, I think he's out of there. And for NRG, feeling the lack of resistance, they should be looking behind them about now. Scuba's just turned, but again, that's just a stinger for him. Could be overwhelmed as Dumby. I mean, you thought he might have had the drop on Scuba for a second, but able to get back to the action. Needs a little bit of help here potentially as RB getting closer on the wall. And Francis just got Brock at the same time. Suddenly, Nongshim have numbers to the good here. Suddenly, this isn't as simple as it was before. Maybe more to be done about this one. Ethan, Kiko, and Marder need to keep themselves locked in on this. Marder's position now noted. Ult's gone in. They're trying to clear this now. Marder gets handled by RB. Beautiful from him, but time is ticking and Ethan's still standing. Hear that clock getting faster and faster. It's Ethan. Ethan! Of course! The one man to stand his ground!
Absolutely insane round from Ethan. The Red Bull clutch back-to-back for our NRG. Nongshim, I mean, there's so much threat in this round.
Every time there was a kill,
Yeah,
every
it's just
trade.
an insane exchange back and forth here. The spam onto the first here, and Ethan crispy on the closer.
And that was a round with pistols. It's a sigh of relief more than anything. You can see it for a second. At this point, the buy's back in play, 5 apiece. This game is hard to split between the two.
Francis back on the operator here. And happy to stick as 3 here early on for Nongshim in terms of controlling some of the space. Pit invested towards B-Long here. Again, you're going to see NRG potentially build a plan to address Hookah, but again, they've got to be conscious of the judge-heavy areas, right?
Oh, it's tricky. There's no easy way around. You've got an operator and a judge potentially. You've got 2 prowlers and a horn to clear it. Oh. Not probably what he wanted to be seeing, and now Marta's got the line for this. This should be Francis dead if he dares. There's no way you do, surely. Actually, on the timing of that, he is going to re-swing and have a little bit of a look, but we can see where NRG are grouping.
4 players here for Nongshim.
Right read. Right place. This is the right time. NRG decide to go on this now. RB! Sprays and praise! And this time someone answers. He's got 2 already. He's still going! RB! It's just his name in the kill feed. Kiko is just waiting. RB will fall, but there is a firing squad backing him up. Every single player is having their time in the sun.
Vintage throwback there for RB.
Yeah.
Insane round. The full force of NRG headed towards site here. Here's the catch here with the orbital strike as well on top. Scuba with just few options. NRG walking into the blender. There is RB.
Yeah.
I don't even think I caught an assist there.
No. All right. We have 4 players from Nongshim walking A short, and Francis left to control B. This is his side of the map now. Can the one man hold back the entirety of NRG?
They're pushing all the way outside of A here. Francis just needs to slow this down.
I don't think Francis can do anything. He had to get out of there, caught the flash, you saw the Prowler coming through. NRG have got sight, but this flank is fast. It's here, quick. Dumby at the speed of light is behind them, and he is there for it. Takes away Scuba, and now NRG need to be on red alert.
They split towards Long as well. There's 2 players coming up B-Long here for Nongshim.
They are surrounding NRG. They are closing this gap. NRG looking for a bit of safety to play from, maybe towards elbow, leaving the 2 on the site, but they are being just tested here. Now, finally, look at that! Explosive as ever! Damby with 4, leaving Kiko in a world of trouble. That was insanity from Nongshim, but look at those rotations, Mike.
Yeah, it's just, they're so willing to go forward time and time again, and NRG just get pinched in this post plant.
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Guess you're not as cool as Verizon.
Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill for a better deal today.
¿Dónde están los fans de Nongshim? ¿Y dónde está la fanaticada de NRG? Muy bien, muy bien. A ver, me acompañan. Nongshim, Nongshim. Muy bien, está bien, está bien. Y ahora, NRG, NRG. Qué locura, en serio. Otra vez, no. Nongshim, queremos escucharlos. Muy bien, muy bien. Y ahora, NRG, NRG.
Now that is a damn good sight here, and what a great game we're getting. 7-5,
Yeah.
hard to split these two apart.
It really is. NRG initially looking as if they could handle some of these rounds that Nongshim just love to basically spin the wheel, right? A couple of times here, and NRG able to navigate through treacherous waters,
Oh
but
God, yeah.
Nongshim just look explosive, hot to the touch.
And it hasn't just been the Danby show.
No,
It
no,
hasn't been
absolutely.
just off him. It's playing in Francis. It's RB having explosive moments. It's great supportive work from Xros. It's all aligning. And on the other side, though, I mean, Rourke had a moment or two there, that lovely little 1v1. We've seen Marder having to go toe-to-toe, blow for blow with Francis. And now on the side change, this is when you keep your eyes on Nongshim. We know that pace is happy in their hands. They like to go quick on these. Timing, Ethan not be able to get the siege ready in time. Speaking about timing and pace, Danby is on the hunt, trying to find a man to drop, but it's Scuba, denying RB, and Scuba again! How's he gotten two there? They were flying at him.
Comes down to just 3 now for Nongshim. Still 4 alive for NRG here. Francis looking to try and counterbalance that. Get some pressure back in, but Ethan still controlling the space.
Yeah, he wasn't really willing to fully let it go, as Kiko's nade is going to catch Xros. And now they know about Francis. NRG put together the pieces and look like they want to get 4 standing on the way out of this pistol. Francis with 20 HP. You ain't got a thing to do here, bud. Lovely work, and I'm amazed that Ethan kept his
Yeah,
life.
I mean, Ethan looks like he's way ahead of the curve in terms of anticipating Danby, right? But it's Scuba. I believe he's caught with the C's here, goes down to 1 HP. Still finds a second.
Yeah, watch this one back. There's
First
the
comes,
first.
yeah, there's the C's. Beautiful work.
I mean, you look at, he had Prowlers flying at him, seized up, players literally jumping at you. Very, very diligent. And again, Scuba, what, he's 8 to 11. It doesn't seem that impressive, but I feel like a lot of that round was on his shoulders.
Yeah, he was doing work in the first half as well in terms of isolating Danby early on, finding picks elsewhere on some of those slower rounds from NRG. I think you're given many. The rifle spotted there.
Scuba's got to be careful to not get caught here. Danby is on a mission, and he's got him this time. Nongshim have cleared. Marder fell towards Long at the same time, and they've got a plant.
I'm out of here.
So here, man advantage as well. With 2 Bulldogs and a Spectre coming back in for NRG.
Oh, but caught there. Kiko going to put Danby to bed. That swing ain't going to happen now. Xros, RB, trying to find it as Xros goes above the site. Kiko with the trade. Good stability made it from NRG. But Ivy,
Ethan's
Sheriff.
low. Ethan's so low.
22 HP, and they're trying to look for him. They've got to know now. Oh!
It's still Ethan to get that kill as well.
How is it Ethan, man? This is what I'm talking about, though. You can't play similar positions like that,
What
right?
I was about to say is you're not going to get many slow rounds in this half. So the fact that NRG, again, recover here. I mean, Danby just... Look at the way he moves, man.
He's just man marking out Scuba in that round. Like, oh, you did that the first round? Sick. Cool,
Try and
not
do
gonna
it
get
again.
Yeah.
Try me.
Run it one more time. Again, but
Ethan looks stressed as well.
you've got to be.
I mean, calling games like this has just got to be a nightmare when, like I said, NRG's ethos is around structure, right? Controlling your enemy, basically mitigating a lot of the risk of some of these compositions. We've talked about how Nongshim are the epitome of this approach. It's Ethan's got to put in a shift today.
And he has been. If you roll your minds back, there were a lot of, I don't want to say questions about Ethan's in-game leadership. You saw kind of that transition into the role and how that might have affected him individually. Would you lose a lot of that punch that he has? I think he's walked away genuinely looking like one of the better IGLs there is, as it stands. One, not even playing to that current meta to an extent, playing their own style of game, delivering against some of the best quality teams using these sort of compositions. And again, it's that just cerebral approach, a lovely ethos that they bring in, and it works for them. Like this is a unified front from NRG, right? You've got 11, 10, 10, 10, all down the board. It's just Scuba on 8 kills. It is everyone on the same page here. On the other side, Francis and RB lead the way by quite a decent margin, but you got to feel that Danby's going to be catching up in this half regardless.
Definitely is. We'll have the judge to bring in here following the timeout. Be a scope for Francis as well.
Careful here.
The other side, obviously some gaps considering the damage done in the previous round, so real chance here for Nongshim to deny this bonus. Themselves on the board here in the second half of Bind. And looking to pressure towards Ethan once more.
He's willing to play right on the edge as well. He managed to make it away in that first pistol round. Let's see how he fares during these buys as well, because you can imagine that tempo is going to be high.
The other side to this is you don't want to concede this space fully for Nongshim. Again, the pressure point almost comes a little further forward versus other more traditional teams. Spike wasn't committed early on here, so we don't see a burst at the back of this pressure towards long, but I don't think Francis has really got deep enough to confirm anybody's location on the side of NRG, as now the 4 members of Nongshim set up here to challenge potentially Marder and Kiko.
Yeah, and again, you just want to avoid Kiko and Ethan, really. 2 of those Bulldogs. The rest are on pistols with Marder. Gonna be caught on the Prowler and hunted down. Danby is just brute force. It really is. He'll take the 1-for-1 trade. He'll open it up for you.
I mean, with this approach, yeah, follow the Prowler, draw the eyes, and everybody else can just come filtering out of this smoke. NRG are actually behind this.
Yeah, I don't think they have any idea this could have happened. And there's a bit of a surprise in this now, because you keep in mind how far away Ivy is. It is technically a 2v2 towards this side of the map. But Francis does have the Outlaw to catch this cross, so it makes it really tough. Ethan almost trying to pre-fire him on that corner, just force him away to a deeper angle. And Scuba getting spotted. The support system's made it in now. We have 3 here, and Francis and Ivy will keep them at bay. Losing 2, not the end of the world. Again, they are happy to sacrifice Danby for this.
Upgrade found as well for Francis, so Danby's going to continue with the judge. That's what I'm talking about. You can see the more traditional space, right, in terms of holding towards short. And yes, the buy is a consideration here, but just as an example, if Danby's able to slide right behind a Prowler and there's someone on the other end of it, it's the first domino to fall, and it really plays into Nongshim's ability to capitalize on this sort of composition.
Launching smoke.
Again, a slower round though here.
Kiko's got all. Nice to have in the back pocket, I guess. Scuba then tasked to deal with this A side of the map here.
I say slower, they just went a different way into showers.
It's 1 minute 20. Danby controlled. Deeper hold coming out from NRG, creating crossfires on the back of the side, but Francis is still back here. Is it noted? It is now! A rocket just flying at him. He does get Kiko down, but still a 1-for-1 trade, leaving the numbers super good for NRG. Rotation from Nongshim. They're on towards the B side.
RB can get ult off the plant here. Ivy, I don't think is fully confirmed that the site is empty.
Dropping spike.
We'll trade out here. RB going to get the orbital strike here for the post plant. Do you have a molly as well? Still got a snake bite on Ivy.
But I like seeing Marder, and I think he's with Scuba, I imagine, kind of working on this backline early, right? If they're going to play for the post plant, we need to kind of break the backline. We can't let them play the time with RB. Let's get to work. So they need to pick up the pace a bit here, and they have decided it's towards long. So this is going to be tough for NRG to break back through.
Time is really the biggest concern here. Because if the snakebite goes down early, they can draw out the clock.
There it is. I'm pretty sure I just saw it. Is that on? I'm not sure if that actually missed. This could then put Nongshim with a little bit of false confidence here, as Ethan does get control on
still
this.
as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a chance here for Ethan to hunt him down, but the round is long gone. RB soaking the time up exceptionally well, and Ethan's options became 0.
The fact that they actually have to shift walk as deep as they do, because Ivy's unconfirmed.
They don't know if he's side,
exactly.
CT, elbow.
See, on the backside of that, it's Ethan posted up, watching towards elbow, very deep in spawn, so there's no pressure coming towards sight. I think you're right, I didn't even know where the snakebite ended up, but...
Not too sure. I don't think I saw it on early. Yeah, you
there
can
it
just
was,
see it there.
Nice!
Again, once the C's catches...
Well, good luck.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Great play from Nongshim after walking into... dare I call it a trap play on backside? It's NRG adjusting,
play, maybe, just knowing that they're going to want to go for those kind of like flood sides, you know, play towards the back of try box. And that's the brutality of this, is though you might have the right mentality at the start of the round. Hell, you can even get the first pick. But then you look at that late round layering from Nongshim, they have plans that they can bank on. They're not just a one-dimensional approach.
Yeah.
it's brutally hard. And as I said, this is going to be a mentally taxing game for both IGLs, right? Coaches as well are going to be going through it. Right now, this is NRG's timeout. Maybe just to get on the right page, because I don't mind that backside hold.
No, I don't, and really the only adjustment on the side of that is if Nongshim decide to double down with Danby, or if Danby actually is called back to fall in line a little more.
Yeah.
Like I said, what's key here is the space that NRG's happy to concede and give up, right? What the next step to follow. Seeing here, 4 players positioned towards B. Obviously a lighter purchase here, Kiko and Brock. Throw in a bucket. Scuba to invest as well, but Nongshim, the way they're set up right now, probably going to send out a couple of probes.
Yeah.
The 2-1-2 with RB to control the middle of the map. So anticipating a switch up coming out of the timeout here. Rightfully so.
Yes. And look, we've seen so many teams caught off in these rounds, walking late into stacks, just sloppy anti-ecos. I don't think Nongshim really falls into that in my mind. I want to see them keep it very clean. I don't know if NRG can maybe change any of that outcome. Ethan with a little bit of contact on his prowler, but on the other side, nothing.
Now, Brock's actually maybe looking to just get into a smoke there with the bucket. Approach the minute mark, Nongshim now looking to regroup with the spike. Probably head towards A. Obviously waited out that initial TP timer, so happy that if they do commit here, they're going to have the lighter side of NRG, and they're absolutely correct.
Yeah, quite frugal on the investments until now. Just that haunt remaining for Xros. Otherwise, it's going to be just guns out, right? Can they find Brock, who's trying to be a little bit slippery here? Playing it into the smoke, something you considered, so I imagine Nongshim are as well. I don't want to call it hesitation, but they are playing this very, very slow. But look at the positioning from Ivy, for example. There was kind of the one trap I thought might have caught something, but Nongshim, very diligent. This is, again, the control I love seeing from this team. Yes, high tempo, yes, high pace, but you have this.
I'm just loving what Ivy's doing as well. Reading into the fact that NRG are going to go forward and pressure in some of these slower rounds. We've seen him do it in the buy rounds. You saw the lurk previously towards B's site. Absolutely pivotal in terms of reading the map here for Nongshim. I think NRG are going to be giving it, well, as I say that, Xros looking to go a little further forwards. We'll give one away, give the crowd what they want. Danby, obviously not backing away from that.
Kiko's gone down. Okay, I think that might be time to call it wraps and get on out of there. But look who's on the way. Look at Ivy's positioning. I don't know if he'll get there quite in time.
Yeah.
But again, I like that from Ivy. This is still, I mean, he made a go of it. It is where it is. But it is just that overall consideration that I don't think we see, you know, if you go top to bottom, even in this tournament. I love seeing what they're doing. It is that perfect controlled chaos. They, again, can play high tempo, explosive, but then they also have these very well thought out rounds.
I think when you look at the approach of Nongshim, these are the sort of games, especially against a team like NRG, you think, oh, well, you know, it's going to look stupid if they can't frag out and play hyper-aggressive and stuff. So the fact that they are controlling the slower rounds, yes, it's an anti-eco, yes, there's a heavy stack from NRG. It's almost teed up for them to succeed in that regard, but it's just a huge positive. And obviously for the series, to then go to Abyss, it's also another consideration. What we saw versus G2 in terms of the firepower question.
Who's next?
Here comes the odds to set this up. 3 players, 4 players, NRG right place. Scuba trying to find his position to play from. Gonna spot out Ethan, and Francis has found his man. Tailor-made poison to the feet of Ethan there. But can they scale up behind it? NRG have numbers, so they rotate. TP back for Marder. He's here fast, but Francis hasn't fallen back. He stayed around.
Reading this as a rotation here. Kiko down to 21 HP.
But
He's lifted out a hookah.
Look at Darby's position. Surely, no, Kiko! He found him! Tries to fall back. Francis! You can't get away from this man. He is everywhere at once. And now Brock, the next victim. Francis is a nightmare coming to life as Marder is being herded by Ivy. This is sophisticated dominance from Nongshim. They are in complete control.
Francis has come alive once more for Nongshim. Another multi-kill for him. Up to 11 now. And everything falling into place. The stun here to set this in motion for Francis as well. You see just the instant reaction to some of the information, and Nongshim's ability to capitalize time and time again. Previously, the Prowler for Danby, here the stun being set in motion. Absolutely beautiful to watch them operate at this tempo.
They've kept players like Marder quiet, which is something to be
What? What?
Silenced
What?
again! Danby slides in and takes him out, but Ethan on the back pedal. Scuba putting in some shots to the smoke and just getting a reward. In the meantime, Ivy's far away from this. He is not in the equation yet.
Denied the pit though, the pit will fall here. Again, we'll put him in a position. Scuba, again, catching X-Ross. Spike noted as well now. RB will be spammed through the wall. It's just Ivy now. Spike down behind enemy lines.
Give him a second.
I mean, yeah, guys, come on.
Be nice. They can't hear us.
No.
We're not talking to them.
That's the thing I've loved about this crowd, though, that they cheer for everything and they just want action
Literally.
all the time.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
All the time. You broke, don't care, go forward.
Run.
Exits.
Run at them.
Exits.
30 seconds. You'd have to be
30
really
seconds
clean
left.
at finding people here. Right, let's start with that. I don't know how you break a 3-man crossfire to try and get to that spike. I don't think he does.
I don't
either.
think you do.
Yeah. Whistling really good start now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the fact that Nongshim are doing this to NRG, just while this kind of fizzles out,
10
is
seconds
so
left.
impressive. I think I've been kind of waiting for that penny to drop of it's not just this one-dimensional approach, and it just isn't. I think this is a really lovely look from Nongshim. They have everything in order. They're playing a good game because I don't think you can ever doubt how good NRG are, right? They are the reigning champs. They are the ones to potentially come in and do a double at an international, right? Unseen form.
I mean, we come back to the point you made earlier, right, in terms of questions about their approach currently here. There were questions in kickoff.
Yeah.
So for them to come out and kind of reinforce this sort of approach has been a huge positive. And in terms of the teams here at Santiago, they are the team that almost is the direct shadow to this sort of approach. So the fact that Nongshim have come out obviously buttoned up a lot of the prep coming into this series. We can see it's so obvious in some of these rounds. Marder looking to maybe take the fight back to Nongshim after a response round was found. Francis seemingly aware though.
Francis. Bloodthirsty.
He is insane today. Absolutely insane.
Just a big stage player, man. Just gets better the deeper they go. And that's a man to the good about the minute mark. You can start manipulating the map now, see if you can get the right rotations, draw an extra player away. This then puts Ethan right back to work, right? You got to try and keep tabs on this approach.
Gonna have a very favorable engagement here towards 8. Kiko.
Brock does have a hold.
But yeah, I was gonna say, Brock here to play a little disconnected, does have a chance to make use of this utility.
Not the timing, they've already beaten the smoke, they're already out. And Francis can clear, excuse me, Danby can clear back sight here, but I don't think he's going to manage to find any of them. There's that ult combination coming through, doesn't quite find the effect they would have wanted. So again, they have to try and catch this cross. Great catch there from Brock. That's a spike down. It's Danby now just patrolling the site. Operator out, Ethan turns a flash, Danby doesn't care. Quick as lightning as Kiko and Scuba trying to get closer. Kiko's kept this space the whole time, but Scuba finally makes it through, spots out Francis. But that's probably not the player you want to be tussling with, but Scuba's got something to do here. Danby to the right, Francis to the left. This would be huge, and I think they're just toying with their dinner. Danby, the eventuality to strike. 3 kills, 12 rounds. Nongshim look locked in.
Just to come back to Francis again, Ramada has looked sensational here in Santiago.
Oh God, yeah.
And to put up this sort of performance and be the one to really challenge 1v1 to Mada in a lot of these scenarios.
Hell, even the first half.
Yeah, is just a spectacle to witness. Mada sitting at 11 and 16, which is just, you don't see it. You don't see it. Here, let's have the dimensional drift to Sheriff. Rifles elsewhere for NRG. Again, looking to go forward once more. maybe to sniff out this setup here, but a flash play through on Prowler.
There's the pop, but Ivy deeper. Doesn't quite spot out Marder though. It'll be Kiko landing the shot, but in the same time,
They
look at
can
the
see the
space.
site.
Yeah, they've had to give it up, and Kiko just a blind ult comes in. Marder trying to herd them. Kiko's pain shell's there. This is just brutality. So a 3v4. Numbers good for NRG. Spike is down for now. But Nongshim looking for that answer back, right? Get the plant on their side, get something building.
Exos is behind this though.
And that Horn didn't find him, so that is a very late surprise. Coming back through. Is there any awareness from Ethan? I don't know if you
doesn't
can
look
keep
like
it
it.
in mind. That could be the dagger in the back. That could be the first domino to fall. Ethan, he looks. Oh, how are you checking this? Maybe that silence becoming deafening. And Ethan off the leash, taking down Danby. And now X-Ross noted, there is life still in this team. NRG not down and not out yet.
Ethan so heads up. I think he nailed it. It's the silence here that really causes Ethan to consider the impossible. Great catch here again. Marder challenged previously in showers, and it's Kiko to provide some support. Paint shell here to land on top of RB. Didn't look like NRG were going to be able to recover that situation, especially when they concede the entire site, but Nongshim a little late to the punchline. Pit available here for them on the brink of a few more ultimates. So maybe invest here in round 22. Again, solo anchor here, Marder. Just off on the shot.
Now, I want to say it, the floodgates are open. They've got front sight, they've got the plant. They're going to have time on their side in a 5v5 post-plant. Viper's bit on top.
This is brutal. One more kill, RB will have orbital strike as well.
Find you.
Then again, looking to counterbalance this towards showers, but actually, look at all the way into cave here. Scuba's a million miles away from this.
This is wild. There's going to be so many fights on so many fronts here. Francis just trying to hold his nerve, trying to wait and keep that space secure. Fight on the back lines breaks out. It's Scuba to win. And Kiko clearing Francis. But there's still 3 here. Ivy can still buy time. And Danby still has that judge in hand. Pops the ult. He wants this done. But Scuba is answering back. Blow for blow. Danby! Are you closing this with an ace right now? Giving everything he can. But the 1v1, it's too little, too late. NRG 4. Neon.
No, it's not. And obviously there's the discussion here around the composition shift for NRG, particularly in controlling Nongshim, but in terms of Marder, yes, he's very self-sufficient. We've talked about him time and time again, doing the work of 2 duelists.
Yes.
But this will potentially be one of the bigger challenges he's faced, and struggled massively in map 1, just in terms of those raw gunfights. Not necessarily an underperformance for him, but when Francis is hitting the way he is, can't really take much away from that.
And I'm quite interested if actually Francis being this on is going to change this map for me, because I wasn't blown away before, and Ivy with a very good read. Kiko and Scuba have been trying to make this happen, and I mean, Ivy just caught both of them. Again, the preparation, the understanding is just paramount. Like, how are they seeing this so easily?
Both. Well, you see it getting caught off guard, but Marder does live outside of that engagement. Here! Well, not for long, X-Ross. A shot in the dark.
The gods are smiling on Nongshim today. Ethan, bye-bye. What was that? Ivy, the start of this round was perfect. They're getting shots through smoke. Everything is working.
Ivy, who had a much quieter map 1 in terms of his role here, opens up the second with a 3K. NRG obviously looking to take the fight to Nongshim in the pistol. And again, with this switch up here with Ivy on the Cypher, certainly a consideration in terms of controlling that early space. Very passively, right? It enables Nongshim to make really solid decisions on the back of that. Rourke might have a couple of bodies headed his way early.
Yeah, he's going to feel that pressure, but again, you're looking for small victories here if you're on the NRG side. As it stands, Nongshim made the right choice. It's the right side of things, so we'll be coming through. Chip damage is on the way.
Just a little off. I mean, the plant position obviously considered for shock darts. In here, Francis though. Oh, the first hit, Dumby just chomping at the bit.
I think they thought Scuba was dead. Francis is going to make sure. Get his third, farming towards the ult as well. And if you're Brock and Marder, you don't really want to give that man many more opportunities to build this early.
No. I mean, what did you get on round 3 or 4 on bind? I can't even remember now, but...
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, this is comfy work so far. It's Brock going to give it up to RB in the end, basically. Nongshim, clean second round here. I mean, a couple of threats, sure, little bits and pieces, but it's 4 standing at the end of the day. This is smooth sailing.
They got themselves off to the start you'd want here. Curious to see NRG's approach here for the buy round. Not really enabling much aggression in the previous. So it's just pistols. See Nongshim once more set up outside A though. Brock to control this space early on the back of his util for sure, but this time actually doesn't have the shock darts to deny this plant if they're in here early.
I'm a little bit worried if Brock's to be left on this island. This looks very reminiscent of what we saw at the start here. IV not going to get away with it too many times there. Marder ready to punish and a quick rotation. This is better pacing from NRG to meet what Nongshim want to do. Dumpy stays. The shots in the smoke there, and once again there is connection. Marder down to 42. Plant's not across yet, despite being a little bit hesitant here, and rightly so. This is a dangerous position. Good information, but Darby's waiting for this. If they get too close, if they try to shut that down, it would have been death to be had, but this is still sitting pretty for NRG. With 5 players, they've got to get going. X-Ross tries to get involved, just takes up. Oh my god, Francis. Or? No, absolutely not anymore. Scuba, the one to try and do some work back here, but RB with the Bulldog. Dumby with the Stinger. Nongshim look untouchable.
Another bonus conversion for Nongshim. And that's even with, you can see the focus applied towards Ivy in mid. And this is the sort of thing you really gain from having the Cypher. It would not surprise to see a timeout this early on. Because again, you can see NRG's early intentions here. Again, Marder's able to slip very quickly into vent on the back of that, but Bork unfortunately can't slow it down. You have to respect the other front line of Nongshim on approach towards A site. Already Francis is going to have dimensional drift here. We're seeing him scope in hand, not an operator yet. You see a very early purchase previously on bind. Already here, Nongshim handling NRG very comfortably with a bonus conversion. See Coinbase win condition for NRG coming out of this. The buy's not going to be there. Don't have ultimates just yet, but still maybe get a feel for this early round. There's not going to, I don't think there's going to be a switch up from Nongshim, to be quite honest with you. Ivy is tasked with controlling the mid lane as best he can.
And maybe just a nice wake-up call for him, even in a loss of life there to Marder. It's like, okay, they've identified this super early. I need to be ready for pressure. I don't get that free break on door. I might get walked by 2. There is going to be a checklist there for him. But for NRG, they need a solution, and they need it quick. Because I think last time we saw Nongshim here, maybe we didn't see Francis hitting like this. But still, it's a team effort.
Yeah, I saw Chopa talk about potentially a wrist injury earlier on in the event here for Francis. So, I mean... That seems to have healed itself pretty quickly by the looks of things.
Hitting their stride at the right time, I think, is also just terrifying to me. This Nongshim side looks like the skies are the limit, but it's an early start to things, right? There's still early days here. A little bit of a switch up coming out of the timeout. They want to explore the other side of the map, and this time the stack is in the right place for NRG.
Yeah, I think Nongshim may be relying on some of that conditioning early on here, but NRG not acting upon it just yet. Or probably still anticipating. Nongshim reading into that. Yeah, going to have a ton of bodies here.
Portal closed.
Okay, this could be scary for Francis, and I think he's read that this is a trap. Oh my god, it is an absolute trap, and he's still standing his ground. Darby's going to get eaten, but they need to be scurrying across the rest of the map here. Ivy with a great slip in middle, but Kiko catching the timing. Nongshim, did you forget this is NRG for a second? They will make you work for this. Coming out of the timeout, this is a broken buy, but they're still fighting for it. Kiko with another shot. As they have numbers, but I mean, look at the HP. Scuba's on 8 HP here, and now suddenly they run. They have to get moving here. Nongshim want at least the plant.
You've got the Hunter's Fury on the back of this, but Ivy does have a very deep trip.
Ivy's a problem.
Yeah, all the way towards Link, so
They don't know where the hell this man went. They know he's been in middle mostly, but it's like, okay, where's he waiting? Is he in our spawn? Is he still in middle? Is he by the site? Is he re-wrapping? It could be anything for them to try and figure out, and they've got to go fast.
Yeah, it's an awkward plant to deal with here, and as I said, Hunter's Fury available here if Nongshim feel as if this might slip through their fingers.
They're so deep on this, though. They are leaving this very much.
I mean, it would be a win here for NRG to draw out the Hunter's Fury, right?
It would be.
Maybe find Ivy. Again, he's disconnected here, and it's an open plant, so difficult kill to find.
You can hear it. Starting to speed up here. Brock going to just send the dart in and hope for the best. There is
yeah.
Fury. Again, silver lining at this point, but you take it, and Ivy takes their life. Just going to do the dance in the end with Brock, but it is lovely from Nongshim. But a little sign of life from NRG that they're still having a brawl out. We're still seeing Kiko hitting some shots.
Sure, yeah, but Nongshim don't necessarily read the stacky as heavy as it is, and it almost goes completely all right. Especially with this kill here from Kiko. And then it's Exros with the spike, and he's like, well, I mean, I can't police the guns now. Have to give it up. Again, the byproduct of Ivy being on the side for here is he can make plays like this now. And it feels a little more comfortable than the Viper, right? You're lurking around, basically have to clear every corner. Ivy has a little more freedom. Speaking of, Francis here.
He's going to spot out at least two, I'd imagine. Danby going to send it in. Francis does take his way out of there, but they're now scaling towards site. Marta and Ethan on the trade, still trying to hold some space. The spike yet to scale up as well, but the rotation's coming through. You've got to look at the positioning coming up from Kiko here. Francis may be aware, but Kiko's starting to heat up as well. Warming into this one, as Nongshim don't get the same sort of security on this side of the map. They don't have anywhere to sit back to in a post plant.
So considering Kiko pushing up here, the plant will be considered. They'll have to come in here, a little bit of utility to follow up from Ethan as well, who's actually wrapping back towards Kiko.
Yeah, this is nice from them. Again, for Brock, just needs to play his life and be a little bit careful.
Careful.
Oh, what a shot!
Oh my
God, damn, he looked on it for the second as well. He's getting out of there, but he's at least alleviated some of the pressure. They might be able to go for the plant now. Catching Ethan there is wild, because they knew it was Kiko down there earlier. So Dammy's still on patrol. That's why he's still here. You might even have heard that then. Goes for a little bit of a brawl and then looks back for Brock. He's doing the best he could, trying to make something out of nothing. But now it's on Exros in a 1v2. Position will be noted. Kiko should be on the closer here. Brock flies in. It was an extended fight. Nongshim looking for any potential win con. But NRG make it through the storm.
Just a little off kilter there with the recon and Dumby being caught out in no man's land. I mean, he's so insanely active throughout this entire exchange. Kiko does really well to play his life here in the back lines, not feeding into Danby too much. But yeah, I mean, yeah, what is going on?
Yeah, I mean, 1-4, first round on the board for them.
Uphill battle for them the entirety. Rifle still in hand here for NRG.
Ult for Marder. Still setting expectation towards middle. And I think that NRG reading this is going to go back to that A piece, but it is still heading towards B. This time it is only Marder here. No one else to play with him.
Yeah.
They've all left this side of the map. So if he gets caught on this, he could be in a real spot of bother. They're trying to keep his composure. Oh, he's screwed. He has to get out now. Good work from him to just get out with his life.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but having said that, Danby goes so deep to find it.
They're not letting him get away with anything. Again, middle's still not feeling great because you've got Ivy on this. Oh, he's in a... Oh, he's still got one! Again, they keep getting away with these brilliant win cons, keeping numbers on their side. Good identifying of where these players are. Brock trying to set something in motion, though. Joined by Ethan here. Kiko spotted on the back lines by Danby. Reposition, quick pop flash. Francis spots out two. Shock dart comes in. NRG, it feels like the wall is in place. They can't make it back on this side of the map here. Nongshim, they are going to answer back with a round of their own. It's going to be 5 to their name. And NRG are behind the curve.
Absolutely. Nongshim really showing massive improvements from what we saw versus G2.
Drastic.
And again, I mean, what do you do if you're NRG? Nongshim able to brute force their way into a site once more. The flank comes through so early on, but it's like Danby is so active in terms of taking early angles to just fend them away. A great catch onto Marder. As you said as well, Ivy even just going 1-for-1 here. Makes it so much harder for NRG to consider this retake.
Ivy's pretty nuts on this cipher too. Gotta say it, he's being such a nuisance in middle. And I feel like the calling right now is just on Nongshim's side. They are out kind of positioning NRG who are finding really hard to get a beat.
Yeah, the initial approach for NRG fell pretty flat in the first few rounds, right? Whether or not after that early timeout, actually called a switch up here in terms of approach. Marder tasked with holding mid.
I wonder if they start pulling rotations just of the pressure from Ivy, and if they get maybe a little bit of a look towards RB, but we do see Xros investing the Owl drone, but Ivy again is just bullying Marder.
He's got neural theft as well. He can invest this here and really set this round in motion. I have a response found here from Brock.
I thought Brock would have had him on that, but he found a little bit of a window of chance, and they're rotating. They're already on the way. They've got the info. They now know that there's only one here. Kiko still has his paranoia, just reinvested that smoke, but they're already through. And look at Ivy still being a problem. Brock's going to find Danby. That keeps some control towards the A side. They can still fight for this. Francis on only 37 HP, and Kiko in the smoke. Going to get one. Go down for it. Now Brock comes out swinging. 2v1, and Francis is off the leash. Put back in their place, NRG. Find a round, but it's hard work here. None of these feel easy.
And it comes down to a couple of really key engagements that NRG are able to win out. Obviously, Nongshim winning out in terms of the information game. It just doesn't feel like, oh, the paranoia just ever so slightly off there. Again, these are such closely contested rounds. Like I said, it comes down to NRG committing.
Nice boys. Let's go.
Towards Nongshim's approach, really being dictated to in some of these rounds. With a switch up here, RB to maybe support a little bit, but scope in place for Marder.
Might help his real slog in middle. Smoked off on the B connector side. They do start to make a little bit of progress here. Ivy showing no fear.
Oh my God.
This is terrifying. He can wait on this, and he's going to hear these rotations. He can pull this out.
It's heartbreaking. He's a couple of seconds behind the drone.
Yeah, he could have had that.
Just
dead to rights. On this side, it's Ethan and Scuba, and I will always give credit to Scuba. When he gets into that zone, the guy is great at controlling space, but he's got his work cut out again. 4 players here. Gonna have the help coming through from Brock. Got his ult as well. Tailor-made targeted! Scuba couldn't see a thing. Danby gets let off, gets to go into the side, open it up, and instantly get a man to the good.
The TP here from RB just to plant the seed of doubt as well. Ethan's still here. He's still fighting.
Brilliant fight forward from Ethan, though, just to reclaim that space. But now they're left in a really weird predicament. They've pulled the rotations.
30 seconds left.
Look where Danby is. He's 10 HP.
Oh!
They haven't seen each other. And Ethan won't see him because he's dead now. Look at the flanks, look at middle. There is layers to this. There is problems here. There is a flank behind these players in the form of Ivy. This guy could be an absolute gut punch to NRG as they start trying to build towards the site. Francis sees that first layer. Ready now for Kiko. Takes the fight back in. They may not even need Ivy in this. He finally makes it there, but there's only one remaining. Nongshim are playing NRG like a fiddle.
Ivy again, man. You see the commitment towards this approach. Faith in his teammates to create that chaos and open up the map for him to just run rampant.
He was there so long.
Yeah.
Biding his time, waiting it out. And the time he strikes, they're herded forward. Everything known.
NRG just have little to work with in terms of positives or information early on in the round. And this is actually a little more tempered from Nongshim in terms of the approach here to site, in terms of the aggression.
Oh my God!
Oh, well, there you go.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. This is brutality.
I mean, I come back to the same thing. NRG are being dictated to by Nongshim here, time and time again.
When was the last time you saw Marder sitting on 2 kills? When were you last seeing Ethan unable to really get a grip of the opponents? They are one of the greats at this. Brock an MVP almost consistently. And as it stands, they can't quite get the beat on Nongshim here.
On here will be delayed a little bit, but Hunter's Fury on the back of this. Again, still Ethan and Scuba to find. And honestly, probably want to make use of this time as best they can. Give it up here. No attempt made here. A flawless round for Nongshim to find 7.
And you're seeing a little bit of a look of frustration there, I want to say, towards Ethan and kind of this very flat...
Yeah, I mean, you see how stressed he was in map
Yes.
1 as well. It's the same thing again. Just so many curveballs thrown out from Nongshim, really leaning heavily into that hard-to-quantify approach.
I've just never seen anyone nullify this roster, how this team is. I genuinely am quite surprised that NRG are in this predicament. They are so good at problem solving. They're so good at activating their players. But this puzzle, this conundrum, is yet to be solved. And the pace is unrelenting. Brock is screwed here, tagged up. He's trying to fight his fate here and stays breathing. 45 HP.
Somehow.
I don't know how
Like,
he lives.
what? Well, not with that connection from Xrost.
I told you, it feels like they're favored by the gods today. There is no escaping it. The pick already above a minute. They've pulled the rotation. Look at the minimap. Look at what is happening.
Marta's still here towards B site, but he's going to have to go absolutely nuclear to prevent... Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Marta. There are 4 players here. Make it just about 3. Hindered and slowed. He's screwed. Darby's got him dead. Sending him down to the depths, whether you liked it or not. They still have a man up here. Still having to re-clear middle, or at least imply that they could be working on that back line. But they are behind the curve again. Numbers, time,
Watching here.
scoreline at this point.
Ivy's re-wrapping mid.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
NRG here on the approach, but they've got a paranoia to try and reverse pass. It's going to be mitigated here immediately. NRG held out the front door.
They're struggling, and that's the key to open the door. Kiko, Scuba, still trying to make something happen here. RB spins on a dime, but it's down to Kiko in a 1v2. And Ivy's position yet to be known, but he's come back towards the site. Kiko trying to thread the needle, but RB is just outdoing them. Nongshim look untouchable. It's 8 rounds.
If there's anything to consider here in the last few, NRG have to pull out all the stops. Xross with the catch here on Brock. The salt in the wound, but Marta, again, just caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
It's, again, you can't really fault him
No,
trying to go forward and find something. Again, you look at the minimap, like I said, he has to go huge. So he makes the right decision, but just caught on an awkward timing.
I mean, we're asking for miracles from
Yeah,
this
yeah.
point. Because everything else is going right. Viper's pit towards A. And look at the discipline and patience from Nongshim. They're feeling there's going to be a play here.
Issue being, there is a gap towards mid. Kiko's just given up the space. See Brock now. I mean, look, you're 20 seconds is around, you're already looking back towards your spawn.
Cover going out.
To try and hold, yeah, to try and hold on to this space. You see Nongshim haven't made much progress yet, but the TP sent forward here from Francis. He's going to take top mid.
Yeah, this is getting sketchy. Brooks. Can you see the barrel?
Yeah.
They're going to know that this space is no longer theirs. This map doesn't feel good right now, but they need a pick. They need something to be on their side.
Well,
They look like they want to disrespect this Viper's pit.
Scuba is on an island now. There was a
Got a
huge
stinger.
gap.
That's all he's got to play with, and he's got 3 players now on the other side. Smoking towards site, they are going on this. They are clearing through Danby. Zero fear. Doesn't quite find him in this one. The paranoia goes in and they're not getting the start they want. 30 seconds. It's now getting a little bit weird and wonderful. Nongshim, oh my God. It was a blind shot and nearly gets him dead. Brock tries to save them, but this feels like an eventuality. Everything is right for Nongshim. They have every answer. Armada unable to have a say in this, to get online, to be the difference maker we know he can be.
Next.
He'd be able to find Francis, but this round is not recoverable.
Absolutely not. Nongshim absolutely dismantling the A site here with the pit in place of the choke. Again, creating enough pressure, enough of a question mark that they leave Scuba on an island. He just can't control the space well enough. And at the moment, like, as soon as that catalyst in the round occurs, the stars align for Nongshim once more. Give away a couple of freebies here at the end, but NRG will come in here. 3 ultimates, Ethan, Mada and Kiko will be able to muster together a purchase. I mean, it wasn't comfortable by any means. You see here, look at the kill feed. It's like Brock finds 1, and then it's like boom, 4 kills. Nongshim got sight.
Look at the stress. Look at that stress. This man has been in Champions finals. Hell, he's won them. Right now, he is finding it hard to deal with this team here in front of him. Brilliant mind for the game currently, hitting a brick wall. Marder, hell, he was in the trenches just trying to keep that rifle in the last round. But they're in the right place, but they've already started the rotates.
Well, NRG look as if they, well, maybe drifting towards main, but we'll post up here on a high-low, I believe, on A site. And still got Brock in support, but I mean, he has to just stare towards top mid.
Yeah, they have the 3 players here, though. This is a stacked side of the map here. Dark needs to be dealt with the ult. Again, Francis can dismantle this quickly. They have to fall backwards that deeper side of the site. But Dambi, the hunter, is going to go looking. Francis, Ivy, starting to clear house. The paranoia misses, but Kiko doesn't. And now X-Ross in the 1v2. A lifeline for NRG.
What a round from Kiko, just so slippery, hard to pin down. Will get NRG just a 3rd on this first half.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Creo que es alguien que no necesita presentación. Tenemos a King desde la casa y quería traerlo ante todos ustedes también para poder charlar un poquito con el King. Lo que quieras. ¿Cómo está mi gente?
Oye, quería volver a decir, a darle las gracias a todos por estar acá. Han hecho de verdad este evento algo increíble. Estoy desde allá, el público, estoy de verdad maravillado. Así que nada, de verdad quiero que todos den un fuerte aplauso de nuevo porque de nuevo somos la mejor máster hasta el día de hoy, de verdad. Así que nada, ahora quería ir con un... Escúchame. Vamos. Ole, 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 ole. Chile, Chile. Ole, ole, ole. Chile, Chile. Gracias, cabros. Los amo a todos. Los quiero, caleta. De verdad, muchas gracias. Los quiero mucho, de verdad.
Chile, Santiago, larga vida al rey. Increíble
As it
público,
stands,
muchas gracias por las palabras.
we're at a 9-3 scoreline.
Grita con el alma.
The fans are still up for a fight. My mind wonders if NRG are up for it as well. 3 rounds, Mike, is all they got to claim.
Yeah.
Gifted a final one by Kiko, digging deeper. I mean, he gave him a chance. But is it just gonna be a death rattle at the end of this? Nongshim look untouchable,
They
man.
really do. And again, it's another situation where you see NRG just behind the curve, lacking some ideas in situations where they usually excel out. They are typically the team to outclass teams.
Everyone.
Yeah, in terms of their adaptations, but here, just haven't seen it. And Nongshim on the aggressive here, round 1.
They are going to send a message. They want NRG
Paranoia catches.
dead.
Oh.
Dambi is on the hunt. Look at them. They are bloodthirsty for this. They have just chased down a 2-time champion winning player. They are just turning this game on its head.
Absolutely. And NRG will take the B site here, but
Look who's behind him.
The roles are reversed, and Ivy, as you said, ever lurking in the background. Unorthodox, unorthodox plant position here. They have to consider the pressure from behind.
Yeah, they are sitting in spawn. Look how disconnected they are. They've cleared deep because they're this paranoid about that man on the other side. And there's a reason why. Takes ahead of Kiko. But Scuba, does he think it's clear now? A second glance. Great work from Marder. Give them a 3v3, but they need to get back towards site. Brock breaks back in. Starts clearing house. X-Ross on the trade. Plant is still ticking away. RB, I mean, that's a little too far here. Maybe the X-Ross can't be done. NRG getting down and dirty.
Again, what was missing versus G2, Nongshim were extremely active on the defensive side, but they were just sloppy in approach here. Look at the shift in focus, the investment of Util just to remove a player early on. NRG able to win out in terms of the side hold there.
Go, come on!
Marder desperately trying to rally.
That was needed. Not just wanted, it was needed.
Doesn't necessarily give them much freedom anyway. It's only the fourth. Nongshim again on a walkout.
To try and persevere. And this team just shows no fear. But brought to heel by Scuba. Gonna go down fighting on this. Marder continues that, making sure they tame Nongshim here. I think Francis knows this round is a loss here. So away we go. Gonna walk away as NRG start the long road back. 5 rounds to their name now.
The early intention shown here from Nongshim. So in terms of NRG's prep, some of what we saw versus G2 certainly a consideration now. But Nongshim, for me, have satisfied the other side of the coin today in terms of the slower, more methodical rounds. You don't want to see this spiral out of control early on here. Scuba ends up 2 in the previous. Again, he's pivotal in terms of controlling some of this deeper space. Oh, what is it? Please stay away from this ledge today. Just nobody go there.
I mean, Francis with a bit of a high-octane exchange there, but look at the spike and look where it's heading. This is still going to be NRG trying to test the waters here, pull those rotations, do the diligent checks that they have to.
Careful.
He's committing. He's actually on this. Oh, and Dambi's got him dead. Beats him to the punch there, keeps control towards B.
Pressure coming back through mid here, and NRG don't actually get through the choke just yet. The time's still on Nongshim's side. Now we get a confirmation, and a spam from Ivy will connect. Kiko will fall.
They can't afford this. They have to be really competitive, even in these rounds. Scuba, the backbone again, still trying to keep this in hand. But Ivy's chomping at the bit. You can see that temptation. Dambi's gone in, sets him up. There's the swing, the 1-2 punch as Ethan left to rot. That's 10 already. Nongshim, they can feel this now.
Final response here, denied the bonus for NRG, preventing early snowball from developing. I mean, Scuba, the early work here is 1 away from the pit, but nothing else in terms of ultimates here across the board. See a timeout to follow here for NRG.
Big timeout.
Nongshim, like I said, already shown intentions. The Bonker just wanted to take an early opportunity here. I mean, with not much of a margin for error to follow this. Like I said, really coming out of this, Scuba's the only one within reach. Feasible here. In terms of the Coinbase win condition, will still have rifles. There's still a fighting chance here in the 4th round of the second half. On the other side, it's only really Ivy that's done some damage in terms of his progress towards the neural theft. Now, do NRG slip a little deeper here, look to control this aggression? They're going to resort towards a more direct approach on the back of Marder. You can see he's desperately trying to plant the seed, or plant the flag for NRG in this previous round towards B. What will be the response? Okay, because after this, I mean, they do have some funds, but it won't be a full purchase for NRG. They're going to be up against it. if they concede this round, Lauren.
Spot on. I think a loss here is just not good enough. The talent, the capability, the lack of fear from Nongshim might just get him across the line. We ask for near-on flawless form from NRG as Nongshim again. No fear. Extra's going to find Ethan, who has just been bullied around this map.
Bullied consistently. Marder here, retrieve the orb. Have to try and find a recovery here. NRG finding a couple of 4v5 conversions on Bind, but with this tempo, can you ask the same of them? He might win out here in terms of a 2v1 towards B, but actually RB will retreat, provide some support, and they can spread a little more thin to find that first blood.
They're reading Kiko's scale up. Yeah, Extros was ready for this, but the paranoia is really solid. Great catch from Kiko. Digs him out of a bit of a tricky spot, but is there a recheck? Oh, RB, he knows where he's gone. Expecting the swing from sight, but the spike's on the way.
Awkward timing here for NRG. And actually conceding a little bit of space here to stack up.
This man is just outrageous, but it's good trades coming through. NRG digging in their heels. They cannot afford to lose this round. Nongshim with their confidence feeling like nothing can stop them here. Oh dear, that's Mardigon.
Just pokes his head out on the top of the pit.
I don't know what he was hoping for, and there's still the cam to clear a little bit here. They could potentially, yeah, they found
They got the ping!
Ivy, he's on the hunt again! This team shows no fear! It's 11, and NRG might just be shattered off of this.
That was the big win con, to get to a post plant, get the pit down, and secure a sight hold. And Nongshim, they don't care.
They do
a little
not
peekaboo
care.
here from Mada is the first domino to fall. And Ivy catching Scuba, getting the ping, is just the nail in the coffin.
Look at the buy. Look at what's remaining. NRG watching this game slip between their fingers. And for Nongshim, it is a dream come true here. To turn it around in these moments, to have players like Ivy elevating beyond belief as Francis wants to make a name for himself here. Feeling brave. Just be feeling like it's time to fall back. Already though, sets the tone, sets the tempo. Willing and up for the challenge. Dambi rarely relenting, but Kiko again gives them a chance, but Marder in no man's land. Found by Dambi, and it's gonna be a bloody battle whichever way you cut it.
Kiko's TP'd up top again.
Kiko trying to be the X factor, but Francis, he's waiting. They are just on the other side here. Pop, no spray. Composure held, but Ivy, desperate to get the ult off, gets punished by Kiko, who has been an X factor, who is still finding value for NRG, who's gone down, but Ethan on the trade. There is life with them yet, but this is what it takes.
Kiko's had back-to-back rounds now where he is just going against the grain, digging so deep. The follow-up and the paranoia in the previous round here is the one to just go forwards, chasing Dambi down. This is what it takes to flip some of these rounds versus a Nongshim that is in form. The lesser buy converted here by NRG. As Nongshim now to feel the pinch. Francis and RB both ultimates in play. Oh, Francis, stay away from there, man. I can't watch another one like that. I actually can't.
This feels like a heart attack game from start to end. Now, Brook's got early info.
Somebody's falling.
The pace it.
Somebody's falling off, I'm telling you.
Don't. Why have you...
What? Oh my God, I didn't see the TP. I thought for a second. I did not see his TP on the minimap. Oh.
Okay, it's all good. Everything's fine. Everything's calm. NRG at the right side of the map. They have the better buy. Should be able to get a plant pretty soon. My ult is Dambi's there. Francis just popped the ult. Oh God, here we go. This is where it could all go. Topsy-turvy. Dambi's gone in. Marder sends him away. NRG will not lose here. They are putting everything they can into this. 50 seconds, they still want to plant. They still want to get that time on their side. Nongshim are chomping at the bit though. They want in on this.
Exos with Sheriff, but still 2 rifles to work with here. 3v5 for Nongshim. Try and find a response here. Round 18, NRG fully resetting. On the back of Ethan's stall, potentially. not connecting initially.
No.
They've got a half.
They've got a half, but it's 5 players. There's 5 players here. They have util. 5 players, no problem. Why do I just keep having these feelings that it could go terribly wrong? RB, don't do anything. RB, you're done. You're done for. You're done, it's fine.
Oh my God, smoke it again.
RB.
Not yet, crowd. He's not gone yet.
Yeah, he was sticking around for a second there. All right, time to back away. NRG again. This is going to be a slog. This is going to be one of those long games they're going to have to feel every second of.
We've done the hard work here in terms of a good start to this second half, but when it's a 9-3, it just still feels so fragile. I guess the team is volatile as Nongshim. Not accosted any freebies here. NRG on the approach. Ultimate here from Mada and Kiko. On the other side, it's just the TP for RB. So advantage here. NRG.
Easy. Ethan. Francis has this angle for now, just tucked back into the corner. And NRG just trying to get the read round by round, right? You can see the amount of strain this is putting on Ethan. Individually, he's on 3 kills, man.
Yeah.
He is living by that mini-map and dying by that mini-map. That's just what it is.
I said he had to put a shift in today, and it's not the one that will be represented numerically.
No, but he's got them back to 7-11 here. It's not over yet. Persevering. But with 1 minute, not getting much play now.
Well, yeah, we'll get the confirmation still.
Doesn't tell you much, really.
I mean, yeah, because Kiko's got TP and it's Scuba, right?
Yep. But it has encouraged Francis. Francis could be behind the wire here. There's awareness of it. You saw the eyes turning towards that. But he's got good timing on this. They've got 3 players on the right side of the map. Full faith in Ivy to hold down that A side.
Francis is going to be here so quickly.
Can they clear side diligently? There are 3 players from Nongshim on this side. The odd's going to come down. They're going to try and make this work. Dambi stands his ground. Oh! He absolutely put hedge brought. Great trade again from Kiko, who is just getting better with time. But look who's here! Francis is the downfall of NRG! 4 kills! Just slicing through the back of them.
What a day for Francis versus none other than NRG. To be piecing together rounds like this. Absolutely sensational. Back to the top of the board for Nongshim. 12th round posted. NRG licking their wounds here to buy broken rifles across the board.
And you got to go back to business. There is no rest for the Wicked here. The high tempo never going to really stop Dambi. Willing to try and stand ground here. Kiko sent away. Actually, they're going on this one. Ethan's found Dambi. Marder's on the site. Going to at least feel out the pressure up from the rafters. The spike is yet to cross through, though. They're still fighting on this one. X-Ross going blow for blow. They are just unwilling to relent. RB wants to stand this. He wants to keep this. He's actually holding the space here. Brock! A miracle gifted to clear RB like this and put them in a 4v2. Francis down low this time. Ivy. This can't happen twice in a row.
Francis on 8 HP. A lot of this has to be on the back of Ivy here in the terms of the approach. Back from behind NRG.
God sitting on NRG's side. Ivy's position now becomes so predictable. The smoke goes up. Time to back away. As NRG piece it together to make it up to 8. This time with obviously that fatal number against them. They now cannot afford one single mistake.
I think the pace change here just looks beautiful for NRG. Brock finding the shock dart kill really to secure this. Ivy hasn't seen a lot of action over this side. I'm curious if they do decide to employ him differently.
Yeah, when's that switch up coming?
Yeah. You don't necessarily feel as if it's been forced just yet.
No.
On behalf of NRG, and really it's just the spam from Ethan. You saw this, I can't remember who the second player in there. Was it Francis? Yeah, Francis down to 8 HP, so unconfirmed, but really that's what sets things in motion for NRG, and looking a little bleak in terms of the coach booth reaction there. Rightfully so.
It's hard times, but they have at least humbled the money, but wouldn't this be the most Dumby way to close out a game, to get yourselves in a grand final? Buckies, Sheriffs, and that Vandal with Ivy. For NRG, they need to show patience, but they've been here before.
It's just teasing NRG with a little bit of aggression. It's still threat here. I mean, Ivy obviously maintained the rifle. Said already, Bucky's here to cause some issues for NRG. 3 on B site here, and Exos still controlling towards top mid. Does have a Hunter's Fury. Francis just one away from an ult as well.
Yeah, a couple of worries in my mind about this, because they are going towards the 3 players.
Yep.
That's the one that I'm worried about.
Going towards 2 Buckies.
Yep. Now the tools, they're going to try and clear this. They don't get the info. They don't know what is awaiting them. Do they make it out of this alive? The paranoia to stall it out. Ethan does find Francis, but Dumby still waits. So does RB. They're trying to do the shock darts in the smoke. They're trying to clear these corners. But there is the one that worries me. X-Ross on the swing. Scuba, great trade. Kiko's there. 13 seconds. They've done it with time to get the plant down. Ivy is slowly making it over here, and he's made Marta look like mincemeat.
Look at the HP on Kiko.
He's down low. Ivy poised to strike. Biding his time. Scuba on the side. Kiko, the paranoia, now he knows. But Ivy not being given much of a way forward here. To find that player on the site is going to be the biggest problem. If he does, it's game on. And it might be game over as Ivy now closing in. Scuba again. As ever, ice cold with it. The safe pair of hands for NRG.
Solid as a rock in those sorts of situations. Paranoia posted here, but Kiko then just has to back away, fully retreat. Hamby just overwhelmed here. Ethan happy to lay his life on the line to get the job done. See a late timeout called here from Nongshim. Have the buy here, talked about the Hunter's Fury. Francis now has the dimensional drift to boot.
This does give a moment for NRG to discuss as well what's coming up. They burned both of their timeouts, obviously. So this is actually a nice opportunity to check back in as well, get a little bit of a grip on this, try and help out what the team are going through. They're at 9-12. They have persevered. This has been pushing that boulder uphill. So far, they haven't slipped yet.
No.
Credit in my eyes, Scuba and Kiko. But this is the burn of the timeout for Nongshim. They have tools and they have the buy. This is another big round.
And almost roll your minds back to the previous round where the pit became available. One that NRG ultimately were teed up to convert. See elsewhere, progress sure, but whether or not we even see it, it will have to take another round or two, potentially.
Oh. I just want to see how Ivy starts in this. Because I'm seeing insanely deep trip and they've gone stack to sight.
Committing towards a full retake here.
I guess you can.
Whether or not anybody actually explores towards mid, because there's only one player on the other side of this we've seen previously, or whether or not they just push out immediately.
Kiko has been a marvel for this team.
Of course they're pushing out immediately.
And they are pushing it. Kiko's got to be careful to not fall here. And for Nongshim, they want him dead. If they can hunt him down, that would be a dream come true. They see nothing. This is so indicative. It's so telling. And they are still working this out. They're still fighting forward. Kiko, he's actually gone for the swing on this. He might be screwed. Oh, he's still got one, but X-Ross on the trade. And look at this from Nongshim. Unbridled aggression to turn the screws on NRG. And now down to 1. Scuba has to face the music, or does he fight? Is it just a fight song and a funeral? He's still going. Scuba makes it a 1v1. Leading the pack for NRG, but being slowly hunted by X-Ross.
52 HP, he's got both shock darts. It's gonna be heartbreaking here. He's gonna have space and time to play with though, Lauren. X-Ross just waiting out a sound cue or the plant to come through for Scuba.
Oh, he wants to have a look.
I'm just getting, yeah, Scuba's still got time to go forwards.
30 seconds left.
And it couldn't get tenser than this. Exros can play calm, play composed. Scuba, the pressure is on him. It's time for the plant. That then draws in Exros, coming closer. Scuba with the weight
5 seconds on the recon.
NRG survival on his shoulders. What can one man do? Everything! Scuba! The start and end of this! The exception to the rule! And the one to get NRG to 10 rounds!
Not even 3 minutes ago, we said solid as a rock. Ever the safe pair of hands for NRG. Nongshim shut down here in a round that they had absolutely no right in losing. It's another Red Bull clutch here, bringing it within 2, and the bite is broken for Nongshim.
Time to focus up, folks. If you weren't paying attention before, now you are. 10 to 12, Nongshim are 1 round away from getting themselves to a grand final, but NRG showing perseverance, grit, and inhuman capability from some of their players and pushing Nongshim to their absolute limits here. But it takes one mistake. It takes one error, one player to have around. We go again.
Still Ethan with ultimate, Brock and Marder both 2 points away now. Said we need to see a couple more rounds if we're going to see them online. NRG here with a huge advantage in terms of inventory bringing in here. Marder looking to apply further pressure. And we also see the investment here for Ethan. Ivy able to just sidestep it.
Safety for now. Rotations are coming. Stingers, Guardians, Sheriff or 2.
Worried about Marder here.
But a 5v5 post plant, it's still not safe. Doesn't get the shot he wanted. Now he's under pressure. Could be pushed in that smoke, but he tries to stand and keep some security for NRG. Shock dart after shock dart. He gets taken down. Exros with the connection. It's a 4v4. NRG banking on Kiko in the back lines, but Danby's still there. Brock with another. It's on Exros in a 1v3. Blinded. We are now so close to overtime. This is caliber. This is class from NRG. And this is a capability I did not see coming.
The resilience is insane. We talked about even so early on in this series. The face cams, the reactions from NRG. Still, Kiko, what is that?
Between Kiko and Scuba,
It just,
I am blown away by them. I think I'm starting to believe now. And this could be the one where it goes wrong. Nongshim still had both of those timeouts, burning both now in this half. Feeling suddenly human after what was a near on untouchable first half. 3 rounds is all that NRG had to work with. And God, have they worked with it.
Investment from Ethan, still be a couple of ultimates to bring in here. I'm seeing Francis toy with the idea of an operator on the other side though. 3 ults available. Yes, it's the neural theft, but it's Francis and Danby that can really have impact here. In the final round of regulation. How does Francis play this now? Curious to see where he sets up shop. I've seen the adjustment here. I mean, see the previous round where Ivy invests some util and full push out on B, but the operator doesn't really lean into that. He was hyper aggressive on bind. Maybe a spanner in the works here in round 24. NRG set up as 4 towards the B site. There might be a mid-exploration early on here for Nongshim.
Francis once again, bold in approach, willing to make moves. Danby, right place. And here this, you see this. And NRG pulling no punches, not particularly slowing down. Spikes on site.
Francis' ultimate now becomes crucial to their success. Kiko is going to post up here with a paranoia on the back of contact.
Here comes the ult from Francis. It's time to put it all on the line. Ult comes in, trying to stall out any sort of split here. Francis trying to lead the way in for Darby. Ethan sends him packing. NRG still alive, but RB's response is perfect. It's a 3v3 and Brook might be overwhelmed here. He's got 2 players to handle. Exros on the split through heaven. It's a fight on 2 fronts, and Nongshim are winning out so far.
Time here for NRG to reset a little bit, but Mada, he can't pin down a kill. Look at the time on the clock.
Kiko, Nongshim, it's all down to Mada. Nongshim with a meteoric rise. The time, oh, they've got it. 13 to 11, pushed to their limits to chase their dreams. The grand final now awaiting. This is the stuff of fairy tales.
Taking down NRG, the team pitted as